What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Movie Files. Joining me, as always, little brother Jace, Bro Shot. How are you doing on this fine Wednesday?
Hello. That might have come up. That might come up later on in the show. But I'm doing good. It's a fine Wednesday. Good time. Get to talk to the folks. Good.
Outstanding. I'm a little annoyed, but I'll say that for my dummy of the week.
I was going to say your walking wounded team that you have.
Shh, quiet you. Don't spoil anything.
Not salty at all.
No, not me. No, I'm on a pepper diet exclusively. Let's say what's up to everybody here in the chat. Snack Guys is here. Howdy, partner. What's good, David Thanos?
Thanos.
Rick Cage is here. Greetings from the Green Lantern Corps.
Oh, lovely.
Nice.
It's nice to have
King Collector. Royalty is here as well. King's in the building. What's up, y'all? So too is Jamlin Parks. What up, though? All right. Great. We've caught up with the chat. So, I heard you say.
I said early starts.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not that early. It's 8:09. We're here. Yeah, you know. So, as usual, there's a bunch of stuff. Where should we start? I'm still a few episodes back on Peacemaker. Have you started watching it yet?
No. It is. No, I have no excuse. I've been playing Final Fantasy. I've been playing Final Fantasy, catching up on Big Brother, Beyond the Gates. Yeah.
Okay, so you fully caught up on Big Brother then? Yes,
I am.
So what do you think about what happened last night?
So I guess you are caught up.
I'm caught up until tonight's episode, which is going on right now as we talk.
Sometimes you do a little too much machination, think you're really smart, and you really kind of bite yourself on the tail. I think that's what happened to the last contestant. The first juror was literally like, I'm running this game. I haven't won anything, but I'm running this.
But it was so annoying. And King Collector, my guy, always keeping up with stuff. I loved it. She needed to go. See, the whole thing was in season 12, one of my favorites. I really liked having a pair of villains, and they certainly weren't anywhere near the level of villainy that we would see in season 15 in particular. Trash house. But I loved Brendan. I'm just trying to make sure you weren't asking for a spoiler. But I love Brendan and Rachel, and I love the Brigade. I love Brittany. So many great characters in that cast. And then the producers like, we love her too. Let's bring her back for season 13. And they had to do a lot of twisting and maneuvering so they could present a scenario in which she could win. And I was fine with it because season 13 was also fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it hasn't been and I think they're all signed up through 3 seasons, so they basically have to be on their season, and then if needed, if the fans love them, come back for a random appearance on the next 2 seasons.
Okay,
but she has been on so much, and this season was just, I found her so obnoxious because these newbies don't know what they're doing because they're not listening to me, and they need to know what's right for their game, which is right for my game. So yeah, it was crazy.
I mean, it was almost, you're not winning anything, but everybody's supposed to be under the learning tree of the what's my man Paul Heyman's the wise man.
Jericho? Oh man,
she was like, yo, dude, you haven't won anything. If you want to run the game, go back to your roots. Floaters, get a life vest. You could have taken out some of those bottom people when you had your HRA. So it's not impactful, quote unquote, but You could have, hey, I know these people work with these guys, so I'm gonna take them out.
Yeah, it was just she was getting on my nerves because she was just refusing to. I mean, she was really like King Collector said, she was like, I'm running this thing. And well, they're annoying me because they're not doing what I want to do. And there's this thing on Big Brother where the people that they call them casuals online who only watch the CBS very heavily edited show, and the true fans who watch so many hours of Big Brother hurts. Now, for a long period of time when it was not on Pluto TV, I was one of those. Give me all the feeds. I watched Big Brother After Dark or all night, all the time. There's a whole crew of us online who were tweeting back and forth. I loved it. But man, whew, after a while it gets exhausting, especially with these annoying castmates who just want to be reality TV stars on social media afterwards. And I'm digging how Keanu's playing because he's just like, whatever, I'm gonna win all these competitions and good luck getting me out. And
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's why I'm just like, if you wanted to do anything, it was when there was a point where it's like, okay, you're not going to be able to get him out when there is a veto and a blockbuster. Don't try. You can't take him out with two shots. You need one shot backdoor to do, and that's it. You gotta have him. Unless he's going to do a funeral march and how he's going to stay in there, it's just going to be, I'm going home, sad. That's, you can't beat him with competitions, and that was so funny. So, all right, no problem. I'll win this thing.
Yeah, one thing that I do like about the blockbuster is it stops like a good strong contestant from getting backdoored because it's lame, and it's like we can't get you out any other. We're gonna have to do this lame way.
But I am.
And what's up, my
I actually don't like this because it gives them another week of contest, which somehow stops some of the drama that you kind of want to fast forward through. But it also is, there is some of these cats aren't leaving at all. It's just, we're not doing it. Because who was it? Vinny, Mickey, like all of them kind of, hey, we're gonna take ourselves out by the blockbuster versus, hey, let's do something shady, and here's this real big move, and we backdoor somebody, and this is the thing we got to talk about for a week.
Well, I don't like it in the sense of in their imaginary world where they win everything. It's, well, after I win HOH, okay, I didn't win HOH, I'm on the block. After I win the veto, oh, I didn't win veto, so now I'm going to win the blockbuster. It gets really annoying. And that's where all the focus of the episode is. Well, they can't decide anything because they're worried about who wins the blockbuster, which is not controlled, I think. But yeah, it's man, I actually like it because I hated watching really good players get taken out the punk way because floaters couldn't, maneuver to get them out or just beat them out.
What was the season where basically the whole floaters were just there was a whole alliance of floaters that basically skated to the end? It was like,
jeez, which season? I think you might need to be more specific.
I think it was last season. And it was just like, come on, y'all are not good competitors.
Oh, I mean, well, I think last season was really bad because they had was it just last season? They kind of blend together. But there was one where it was just one dude who could win everything because everybody else sucked. And that season was so boring to watch because all he did was just win every time because no one else could compete.
Yeah, they do need to have the, all right. I've liked the competitions they've had, memory, strength, and what's up, and they've had kind of a nice blend of these games. Which Keanu is winning all these, most of these games, but he also, he's actually got a strong enough alliance of people that I appreciate that part.
All right.
This is one more spot because initially when they had Rachel, it was just, okay, you needed somebody with her, not just, you needed one other all-star so they could basically have their side of the team and they could be fighting each other. But
she's literally been on a season where she was with 6 veterans and she was one of those 6 against other newbies. That was season 13. So She's
Oh,
already been in that scenario. She really didn't need to be back. Her sister has been on the show. I mean, she's been on Amazing Race with her sister.
yeah.
We're good. We don't need to see Rachel compete. I mean, she hosts whatever, but oh my gosh, I'm so tired. And listen, King Collector, Vinny is man. He is a weeping willow, and he irritates me so much because he just won't stand by any decision. He's like, "Oh, the wind's blowing this way," and then he's crying to somebody else. I'm sorry, I don't know why you'll just. He's so irritating. But man, between the Morgan arm strokes, it's just like, hey, dude, y'all need to get him out of this house because you're right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how anybody outside of Keanu can make a valid point in front of the jury and go, I deserve to win, but it is. Whew.
Okay, all right. What's her name? What's my girl with the glasses?
Kelly?
Kelly. She's the
Yeah.
only other one. It's Keanu and her, Kelly. Everyone else, and Vinny is. If you guys let him stick around, you're just walking him into the 750,000. I mean, you got. Oh well, he's lied to you, and none of you guys have figured this out for some reason. I mean, Keanu's at least had to do like, hey, you kind of betrayed me a couple times. I'm gonna hold you to account so you know which team you should be playing for. And secondly, he still doesn't know what team he's playing. I mean, he still can get around that. No.
We were just talking about Big Brother. We haven't gotten to the topic yet. So no Peacemaker for you yet. No. And I want to go back up to this one that Jamelin recommended. The show on Tubi, Damascus. Are you watching it already?
No, I read a little bit about that. That was on I don't know if it was on Sci-Fi, and they only gave it 6 episodes. And they canceled. And they did that. They basically did the same crap as Batgirl, and they canceled it, but they shelved it for a tax write-off, and then they sold it to Tubi. And Tubi, it is actually taking off, and I'm actually I'm going to see what they actually. I mean, what's going to happen? I actually downloaded Tubi, probably a couple weeks ago because I was, figuring out, hey, I may want to watch some of this old seasons of Big Brother. They're actually fun.
I'm trying to figure out because Damascus, I need everybody who comes up with a movie title or TV show title to look to see if there's been anything else of that same title. I know you think you're the only one, man. When I just did a quick search on IMDb for Damascus, it was like, what are you talking about? So,
yeah.
Please just look.
If you probably did a search for Damascus Tubi, it'll pop up because sure. I read about it this morning.
Oh,
gosh, way too early in the morning, and that's what just stuck with me. Like, oh, okay, well, I mean, because again, just a lot of traditional TV gives up on stuff. Oh, we don't see it. I mean, Swamp Thing was canceled before it had its first episode. I mean, they do dumb stuff that, hey, if it can't find an audience after 2 seasons, okay, cancel it. But I mean, hell, Seinfeld would have got canceled early on if you were waiting for it to find its audience, and then all of them got super big because it was one of the highest rated shows. Like, give it a second, as long as the cast isn't super bloated and paid a whole lot of money, and let it see what it can do.
I kind of feel like with today's TV, you need 4 seasons just because there's so much stuff out there, and people might stumble onto it when it's on. I mean, and this is the problem with them having their own streaming platforms, because Netflix used to be the big river that would branch off to all these little streams where you could go, oh, I didn't know the show was on. I'll watch the next season on NBC, Fox, CBS, ABC, whatever. But because they went in their own little silos, get it on Hulu, Peacock, Paramount, whatever the other ones are, and it's like, well, I'm not getting your subscription streaming service. I'm not going to watch the show. But yeah, I think with so much competition in TV shows, give it 4 seasons unless it's super expensive. And if it's super expensive, why'd you greenlight it in the first place?
Yeah, because what is it? The show that I think we've all seen commercials. We watch Big Brother, Tony and Zeba. That's only streaming on Paramount Plus. And it even looks expensive, like an expensive show. It's like, why would you put that on your streaming only show? That just seems, you're not going to get somebody to, oh, I got to buy Paramount Plus because you're going to have 4 episodes a month of this show. Like, this is not happening. So,
Oh, it really is just 6 episodes. Does
mm,
it have an ending?
mm.
Because that's key. What was the show you were just saying you watched and didn't have an ending in the season finale?
Countdown does not know if it's going to have a second season, but I think it's probably good because Amazon canceled The Bondsman with Kevin Bacon. I think probably the second week after it was released, and it didn't find it on. It's just like you said. I had a queue of stuff I was going to get to it during the summer, but if you just were done with it, come on.
Yeah, they don't understand how TV works now. It's people watch shows when they want to and not when you designate a specific time for them to get discovered because people don't want to watch commercials. They don't want to watch something on Monday night just because you're airing on Monday night. The streaming, the DVR is like, nope, I'll watch it. It's Saturday. So it's I don't know what their deal is with it. And Evil, that was one with Mike Holter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was another show. I don't know how long it was on CBS, but it had time to get to Netflix. And I'm sure there were a lot. I mean, it was one of those, it gets released, it goes in that coming next week queue, and then people will pick it up or put it in. I'll put it in my list of shows that I want to watch.
Wow, 7.8 on IMDb. It had 50 episodes. So how many seasons is that? 4. Well, I mean, 4 seasons is what I think is fair. Man, yeah, exactly. You have Monday Night Football, you have Raw, I mean, you have baseball, basketball, because you can't ignore those when those seasons hit. And then you have, it's just the whole, you got to watch. It's not must see Thursday anymore. It is whenever I get around to it, when I can navigate it in my schedule, that's when I'm going to watch it. And they just refuse. They're like, no, our ratings dictate it. They need to update the ratings. When are people watching these shows within 60 days, 90 days? Use that as a better barometer because people are watching because it's like, oh man, there's this show and another drop. And it's crazy to me how CBS keeps pushing back. And I'm not watching any other networks, what up, NBC, ABC, or Fox outside of football season. But just because of Beyond the Gates and Big Brother, I'm seeing more of all the CBS shows are coming back October 16th, which is crazy. This would be the time a few years back where the new shows would be starting. Where we get that TV guide. Here's the new TV shows coming this season. And a big spotlight page on all of them. Here's the new cast members. Here's this new show starring this character you like from another series. Anyway, are you caught up on Big Brother on Beyond the Gates?
No, I just got into my Articulates concert, and I was giving myself a couple days to let it stock up in the DVR. Because
you're so far behind. You have
what I did is you told me it was a bad couple episodes, and I got to my 14 episodes that I could have on my DVR. So I let the bad episodes go, and now it's recording.
I mean, there are bad storylines, not really bad episodes, just storylines you fast forward through.
Yeah. Well, I think I got one more episode. Then tomorrow, before I watch my 2 or 3 episodes of 24. Yeah.
I mean, hold off on 24. There's fresh content to watch. Which boy, King Collector? Because I mean, you haven't caught up remotely to the kidnapping subplot, which demands your attention.
It's funny because when you mention this kidnapping subplot, I'm like, that's what we're talking about. I need some traditional soap opera. Just here's we don't have the pregnancy drama yet, which I think I got that's my next episode.
I'm about to say, actually, you need to catch up.
Yeah, I think that's my next episode. But then now to kidnapping your evil character, and I'm trying to figure out who the kidnapper is going to be. I'm like, I got one target, but I think I knew who the kidnappee is, and that's not going to go well at all for acting, and I'm looking forward to that laugh.
Yeah, I really need you to catch up. Chief, he's with Waldo. We don't know where he is right now, but we knew he was not going to be on tonight. So, yeah. Jalen Parks, I miss those days. Remember when they used to have a whole section of this? Yeah, man, in the comic books too. And do you remember on Friday night which I guess was like 8 o'clock because they could not have made it any earlier or later, when they would have the whole episode previewing the Saturday morning cartoons. So it's like the Friday before the new season of Saturday morning cartoons. They just do a hey, random celebrity from this show on NBC. What about the Smurfs? Yes, they're going on to a new season, Papa Smurf. It's so great. I mean, I love that. It was so hyped. Like, oh, what are they gonna do?
They still have that. It's just
Do they have Saturday morning cartoons?
no.
Well,
No. But
there you go.
again, as we said a couple episodes, because there's no water cooler moments, they really do need to adjust their rating. Because again, with all of us connected basically to a giant computer, it tells you exactly when we watch stuff. There's your traditional model of ratings and only so and so Nielsen people. That should not be the case. You should be able, if you're a network, you should say, all right, here's what are our numbers for the show we let you license? How many people are watching it? All right, cool. That's what we need to know. If you the stuff that's on Hulu, you know exactly how many people are watching Hulu on your show, +7, +10, +14. And that should not affect your advertising dollars because most people aren't springing for the ad plus programs. And if they're hooked, I'm trying not to, I'm not going to spoil one of my shows, but if I get to a show, I like it, I can watch the DVD, Blu-ray, and watch it all without commercials. The next season, I may become a live viewer because, I don't want to miss episodes. So go to the streaming platform, give me the thing. Oh, it looks like this is going to be a hit next season. Go, we're good to go.
Can't call it.
No.
Absolutely can't call it. So let's talk about movies.
Let's talk about
make sure I have you caught up. I feel it went downhill when they got rid. Yeah, because man, I loved watch. Well, I guess there was a point when they stopped having good Saturday morning cartoons when they're all just like animal or creature based, and there was no Spider-Man. There was no action in the Saturday morning cartoons anymore. It was just like, what about my insert any action or where are my visionaries? Where are Spider-Man and his amazing friends? Where's Incredible Hulk?
And there was better stuff on during the weekdays when you had Gargoyles, DuckTales, and then after that crop, it was, you guys don't see any money in this. Bad call.
Bad call, Ripley. Should put out a bolo for cheap to see if he went to New York City to talk to Giants ownership. That game was atrocious to watch. I mean, I have no horse in that race, but boy, the Giants look so inept. No offensive line. Ryan Daly, what up, Jeff? You ready for the Mac Jones era 49ers football? I know Kyle Shanahan is. Oh my gosh, what a just train wreck. Not a train wreck. That's not the right term for it. The train wreck is having to go with Josh Johnson in the NFC Championship game with the Super Bowl on the line. It's just it's tiring, man, because when we're actually healthy, we're a really good team and can compete for the Super Bowl. When we're not, we're just, the injuries are ridiculous. It's just so annoying. Think of like the Visionaries was one that needed more seasons. Now I'm curious how many seasons it had, but I feel like even back in the day, those shows maybe didn't have many seasons, but they had a lot of episodes. So let's see.
I think a lot. Transformers season 1 is what, 52 episodes or something crazy like that.
No, not the case of Visionaries. Only 13 episodes.
Oh, hey, I'm still salty about Pirates of Dark Water. So that had.
And Humanoids was another one. That was another one that was on Saturday mornings, which I really loved. That was cool.
Yeah.
Damon, Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes, etc. never fell off. Still holds up. They're really funny. Still, I will crack up watching those.
Yeah, and those are funny because you can actually let's say this, if that's on the TV and you're doing dishes, you're going to hear a joke that's going to make you laugh.
Right.
It doesn't need a laugh. That's, again, any of those shows that don't need a laugh track and cartoons were perfect because, yeah, you're good to go.
Yes, man. David Thanos all those injuries after one game. It's just really, if we could have just not had 2 injuries during the Super Bowl, I would shut up. But it's like, gosh, it's so frustrating. Thank you. I appreciate it. I loathe to see it. 13 episodes. David Thanos, I agree with Jace. That weekday lineup was fire. That Gargoyles intro is goaded.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because like that weekday lineup to me pales in comparison to the ones in the early 80s or the mid 80s where it started off with like the Woody Woodpecker show and Chili Willy, Heckle and Jekyll, all those cats. And then you would have like Bionic 6 to ease you into the action. And then and this afternoon, this isn't even the morning. Then you would have something like He-Man and G.I. Joe and Transformers. Crazy. I mean, it's just that was awesome. I wish I could find
She-Ra and Jim and Holiday.
Jim was in the mornings.
No,
it was absolutely in the morning. Me TV Tunes still shows a lot of the old cartoons. Well, is that a streaming platform? I don't like on the Gong Show. Yeah, So let's talk about Superman.
Okay.
Superman,
as
you know, thank you, is on digital right now, and there's a platform, a third-party research firm that says that 527,000 households watched the digital version of Superman during its first 3 days on the video on demand platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, that was bigger 3-day performance than any other 2025 title. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, which had a really short run, it felt as well in movie theaters, took 6 days to reach 618. So Superman looks like it's going to hit that pretty easily. A Minecraft movie, the second highest grossing film of the year so far, needed 6 days to reach 471. So it's well ahead of where Minecraft is. So Superman trying to figure out where we get this number from, but the digital copy is $30. What's that really quick math there for me? Go.
Sorry. $30 for the digital copy.
$30 for the digital copy. And it has reached 527,000 households.
I mean, I know the math, but I just don't want to say it wrong.
Give it a shot. I'll tell you if it's right.
I mean, okay. So that would be an extra. Oh no, that's not even. It would be because they've had to rent it. So that's $15 million.
He's at 15. Let me see. What did I just tell you? Well, it's closing in on that 20. So this is interesting because the Superman did make 125 million in profit. That's a pretty decent domestic haul. Let me just check in real fast with Box Office Mojo and see what they have for the Superman numbers as of right now. So they have Superman making a worldwide total of 614 and 353 million. So 125 million profit. The budget was 200. That's just a domestic haul, but that's pretty solid. So they're making their money back on this bad boy.
Again, I think James Gunn actually made a good call on this. Is hey, I'm not calling. It has to make $1 billion. I'm making profit. If we make our money back, I'm calling it a good movie. I mean, that sets the nice expectations. Doesn't have execs breathing down. Why didn't you make $1 billion? Oh, you're out of here. You're fired. You just totally you stopped me from buying my yacht this year. I think by setting a nice expectation, I'm making a good movie, got everything in there. We're happy. We're making profit. Now, can we get off my back and let me do my thing? I know what I'm doing. Good to hear.
Yeah. Let me see. Me TV is on free antenna TV. Awesome. Very cool. Good times on to you, Maurice. How are you tonight?
Oh, sir.
Do video on demand sales add to box office totals nowadays? I don't know.
No.
But I feel like, how does that work out? I mean, do they split that with the cable companies?
It's not because not part of the box office system, it would be kind of. I think the last thing you were saying was kind of accurate because they probably are spreading with the cable companies and Amazons and those licenses. But it,
Amazon's like, hey, you can get this, you can pay for it here, and also if you have HBO Max or whatever streamer that you can actually watch it on.
yeah, but I think it has to be two separate things just because they want to because almost they don't want something to look like it was a box office failure, but a on demand hit, and then that skews the. I mean, hey, it was a hit when it went to TV, but not a hit on box office.
Now, on that end, though, wouldn't they stand to make more money from rushing to get to video on demand? Because I would think, is it the split with movie theaters is 50-50?
Yeah,
So I would imagine that Amazon and other streaming platforms can't get that much of a cut of it. So if they're, even if it's like a 70-30 or 60-40, they make more money. And
well,
$30, now granted, you don't have that same hit from each person paying for a movie ticket.
that's
If
what
you
it
got
is.
10 kids, then you're okay. But if you're single and you're paying $30, that still counts as much. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, think of the Minecraft movie. How much if you wanted? That's they made so much more money releasing that in theaters versus even putting it on HBO Max or Amazon. They made a buttload of money putting that. So we had 10 kids watching that movie versus paying somebody pays $30 and all of them are lined up on the couch.
I'd argue that with the direct, very simple, and Maurice, we do care. We listen. That you stand, I mean, Superman wasn't necessarily an animated kid friendly movie. I mean, there was some certain language in that thing. It was like, yikes. If I had a kid with the movie with me, I'd be like, whoa, what are we doing here? But yeah, I mean, with Minecraft, it is literally the first Minecraft movie, and it's an experience for Minecraft fans who
Mhm.
are major fans of Minecraft. I mean, the kids they love it. So I can understand where Superman they had to basically band-aid and fix the brand and build it from a new foundation. So it was totally different, I would think. Play what you owe.
Okay. I think Black Widow Black Widow and some of those animated kid animation movies kind of changed their idea of what they could do with the streaming platforms. We'll get some numbers, but we're not going to get what we really should. So keep it in theaters as much as possible.
I wonder if, say, Endgame had to get. I mean, no, this is the worst example, but like if the pandemic just went on earlier and longer, would they have waited to release Infinity War and Endgame in theaters, or would they have just been like, whatever, we just got to do it?
No, they would. They that is that those movies were too much. Like, no, we put massive. I mean, we know this is going to be $1 billion movie. Just looking at our projections of where these films are going. Captain Marvel, is it a no? Because Captain Marvel was after uh, Infinity
It
Wars.
was before Endgame and in between the two of those bigger
Yeah,
films.
they there was. I mean, just if we can get this, if anything, they would have pulled in almost how Spider Man, Far From Home was just no. We're not ready. We can do it after. As soon as somebody opens up a little bit, we're good. If they can see, I mean, I'm not gonna say it what I want to say, but it would have
Right.
been hey, if they go see it one time, we're happy. But we're not putting this in there.
Michael Solis, Superman has some headshots. And yeah, I mean, there were some legit elements to Superman that if I'm a parent, I'm like, wait, this is, I mean, of course, it's like just, I don't need to go on a soapbox on what is different when we were kids
Mm-hmm.
in terms of what was acceptable to show to kids versus what's acceptable now. And it feels like there's a chasm, but it still seems like there's some stuff that gets away faster than back in the day.
Well, the weird thing to me is because I think when we were growing up, there wasn't really a PG-13 genre. I mean, there was no PG-13 rating; it was just parental guidance. And I think Superman almost was an old school PG. It was Once your parents saw it, they might be. I don't want my 6-year-old to see it, but my 10-year-old. I mean, hell, we say more. They say worse things now than on commercials now than what we see in Super.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
saying.
Netflix
Like, the
kind of
standard's a little different,
yeah.
but it still seems like you probably wouldn't want little Shaquille saying this to their teacher.
Little
So,
Shaquille's gonna say far worse from what I hear.
but yeah. All right. Well, Superman, it's come back to theaters very soon. James Gunn shared a little bit about what to expect from Man of Tomorrow. And let me see if I can find it. All right. So he was talking to Howard Stern, and he was talking about Man of Tomorrow. It's a story about Lex Luthor and Superman having to work together to a certain degree against a much, much bigger threat. It's more complicated than that, but that's a big part of it. It's as much a Lex movie as it is a Superman movie. I love working with Nicholas Hoult, and that means Nicholas Hoult can be in any DC project going forward, because if you're in with James Gunn, you can be in anything else he does. Side note aside, I relate to the character of Lex, sadly. I really wanted to create something extraordinary with the two of them. I just love the script so much. All right. What do you think? And who should be this bigger threat to make it make sense?
Okay, bigger threat, Brainiac. Again, I see giant world uh, threat that has truly never been done in the movie in live action, which I think would be really cool. But I don't want to see. I mean, again, I'm giving James carte blanche. I think the dude makes great movies. I'm gonna go see it. But what I don't want to see is the Dawn of Justice, where Superman is a co-star in what should be his own movie. I mean, I love Nicholas Hoult in Superman, but I don't want him to be just as much of. I mean, to be probably the headliner of this movie. I want it to be a Superman story, and Lex is in there. Still being that force that Lex was, but it is at the end of the day, it is a Superman movie. So
Yeah, we don't want it to be Lex Loki. We want it to be Lex
right.
Luthor. And I'm hoping that certain degree means that they have a moment where they're working together. But it's Superman, it's Supergirl, whoever else they want to bring in. I love to see Steel get incorporated into it. It seems like more of the Justice game will be around. I'm not upset about that, of course, because I thought they were really fun and a cool addition to the film. Looks like another character might have said, let's see. So it looks like we're gonna get Hawkgirl and of course Lois Lane. Jimmy Olsen's gonna be back. Is there anyone else who we have not heard? Oh, Mom Pa Kent will be there. And Supergirl as well. So yeah.
Do you think they would introduce any new? I'll say it. So, do you think they would introduce any new Justice Gang potential members?
I would hope so, because that was, see, you haven't watched this, you haven't watched Peacemaker yet, but it opens up with the Justice Gang recruiting. They're doing a recruitment drive, and it didn't seem like they had much success. There are other heroes in this DC universe we already know. I'm okay with a early iteration of the team being 3 members and Superman as needed, and maybe Metamorpho is officially joined the team. But I really would like to see like 2, 3 more members on the team, where we don't necessarily have to have everybody every time they show up, because that's not really how a team works in comic books. But I'd like to see a few more. But Ryan, yeah, this, what you're saying is so true. They do wild trailers that don't match up with the movie anymore. Like, they'll have a rom-com and they'll have like this horror movie. It's like, what are y'all doing? This is not the same audience. Crazy stuff. And you wouldn't mind the Superman Lex dynamic from the beginning. Yeah, that was cool, where Lex is trying to make himself better. And thankfully, I mean, I love Joshua Williams' run on basically everything. So they could just use his stuff and I'll be fine with it. But that was pretty good too.
Speaking of weapons, that actually popped up on my was a Fandango online, and I'm like, this might be the time to pull the trigger on that one. I'm like,
Oh, right, because you're home alone,
yeah.
Kevin. Oh, with that new Superman, they need to get right to work on that new movie. Ride that wave with those lesser known stars. Budget shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I mean, it really should not be.
I mean, it's a whole lot easier going from Superman to Superman versus, all right, now we're going to bring in the C tier characters. Like, and Marvel is figuring out very sadly, hey, maybe some of these guys, unless we make them a big deal, are not going to it's not going to happen. Okay.
Yeah. Gremlins in the Temple of Doom kind of caused the MPAA to create the PG-13 rating. Red Dawn and the Flamingo Kid were the first two films to receive the rating. Flamingo Kid, I don't remember that at all. You?
It jogs my memory, but I don't think I saw it.
I like the flashback even better.
Nice.
Yeah, but I definitely remember Temple of Doom. Got Rom and a kid in Cali. Now what in WA? Wait, wrong Temple of Doom. Yeah. Wrong one.
Like Gremlins was way more than I think what they were expecting. Because I'm trying to think, was Revenge of the Nerds? No. Revenge of the Nerds and Police Academy. I think initially they weren't. I'm trying to think Revenge of the Nerds may have been rated R because of some of the nudity, but I'm trying to think Police Academy may not have been, and they're like, it's pushing it.
You're really pushing it.
Oh.
Excuse me. Man, the first Police Academy was 1984, and that was rated R, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So it was not pushing it. It was rated R.
Okay.
It's so weird. I typed in Revenge of the and so many things before Revenge of the Nerds popped up. Revenge of the Nerds also rated R.
Yeah.
I mean, it just feels like, that's a pretty safe bet. If it's not nudity.
Porky's one rated R.
Police Academy was a game changer. Yeah, they absolutely were. All right, so we got that. Superman's got some more stuff coming. I like that they're not slow rolling Superman. I think that is a very good move.
I mean, if you're DC, you know who on the Trident needs to be front and center and very good. It's Superman. If you can have a good Wonder Woman and a good Batman movie, which Batman should pretty much take care of itself. It doesn't suck. Wonder Woman, we've shown that we can do really good Wonder Woman movies. So, but Superman, you can bring the bigger threats against Superman, and it's still, if you make those cool, all the rest of the stuff will be fine.
Huh. All right. Let's see. I don't know why that happened. My window went so small. Okay. I think Police Academy went. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Tackleberry stopped pulling his trousers down. Okay. Moving on along. Glenn Powell, one of the. Is he an up and coming star at this point, or is he just a star? How would you describe him?
He is A-list adjacent. I think if you going to see a Glenn Powell movie, you'll be like, I'll go see a Glenn Powell movie. But I don't know if everybody considers him super bankable
yet. Because I feel like I've watched, since Scream Queens. I'm like, this guy's good. I like him. And it's funny because when you watch certain movies where it's like, yeah, this character, this actor or actress is really standing out. And it's something like Scream Queens, where a lot of people stood out. I was like, this guy's hilarious. Mm-hmm. So watching him and other stuff, I was like, oh, cool. Watchmen, Top Gun, Maverick. Said, yeah, this is kind of role. He can eat doing this for a long time. He was being interviewed by GQ. I don't know if you've seen the magazine covers causing a ruffle on social media. And he was crediting Chris Pratt for changing the face of leading men in Hollywood. And so he was going, I think Hollywood, for the most part, is kids on a soccer field chasing a ball. Robert Pattinson was probably the prototype. I remember when Chris Pratt broke out in Guardians of the Galaxy. there is no doubt it really helped. Not being brooding or dark. Like, I'm not Christian Bale. Christian Bale has a gravitas and a weight, and Pattinson had his thing. We're still trying to figure out what that thing is. That was my side. And when Pratt kind of appeared on the scene where he was doing things that were a little more silly and buoyant, that's where I feel most at home. And that's where I feel like I had a gear that is necessary flavor in terms of Hollywood, and not a gear that a lot of guys can play. I'd agree with that because he really does stand out. And so James Gunn just recently admitted that he didn't want to have a meeting with Chris Pratt because he referred to him as a heavy guy on Parks and Rec. And Gunn said the famous story around it is that I didn't want to see Chris because I'm like, this Joker? No way. And Chris had been turned down by a lot of things, and he didn't want to have to do that again. Sarah Finn, the casting director, I think she tricked me into it. She set up the meeting without telling me, but we were so desperate that time. That's crazy. And I really think that Pratt was awesome, and he's done a ton of stuff since then. And yeah, he's worked out. So I think maybe Glenn Powell might be onto something with that. What do you think?
I mean, because I'll go with the James Gunn, the Chris Pratt story. Because remember, I mean, again, using Earth's Mightiest Hero, Star-Lord is not portrayed as Chris Pratt version. It is I'm stuck in the mud hero, and Chris Pratt is much more like, hey, I'm a leader, but I'm not the super alpha male people must gravitate to, but I am a leader. I'm capable of leading stuff. Yeah, I think that, I mean, he's not a John McClane. I'm good, but I'm still flawed. I'm not a man Kurt Russell from Big Trouble in Little China. But it does also, hey, I'm cool. People would like to be around me, and that also makes for a very good character. That I can be an everyman cool leader, which versus the I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger tank walking around.
You're saying that, but I think that he is very much on that tree of Kurt Russell's Jack Burton, because he's not really the prototype hero. He is really not the hero in a lot of ways. He just thinks he is. And Star-Lord thinks he's got the best plan, thinks he knows what to do, and he's sort of kind of bumbling, not totally. And if you watch Infinity War, you might really think he's bumbling. But yeah. I do think that's an interesting point where, yeah, they don't have, I mean, there were other, like, when you were talking, I was thinking about Steve Gutenberg and, ironically, Police Academy, how he's more of that kind of leader where everyone just falls for his charisma and he's just leading everybody along. He is absolutely not a Stallone, Willis, Schwarzenegger, Norris, anybody. But
I mean, yeah. And here's the weird thing is the actual critique most of us had when Chris Evans was cast as Captain America. We're like, Johnny Storm? Are you kidding me? Like, the dude's perfect as Johnny Storm. Why are you going to have him beat Captain America? This is ridiculous. And then Chris Evans had to become this man of men, and you're like, oh, okay, it's Captain America. But before, we would have also like, oh, come on, I don't want to hear the joking Captain America. Like, I need, this dude to be 1930s, straight dude. But we just didn't expect it. So
straight laced dude.
Yeah. I think Chris is actually onto something on that one. I mean, I'm sorry, Glenn. I think Glenn Powell's onto something there.
What's up, Jack? J Mac, how you doing? Yo. Most of the MCU heroes are pretty tough. I think that's what you're saying. Yeah. Pratt coming off as a bit more of an everyman makes him feel a little bit more rugged and yet relatable. Yeah, because he's not written like that in the comic books that kind of inspired this run. So that is really interesting. Now you read the comics and he's like Chris Pratt, much like how Iron Man reads like Robert Downey Jr., which is kind of annoying. Michael Solis says Chris Pratt played Star-Lord like how I would want to see someone play Booster Gold.
I think this one my thing. After watching Hitman, you're gonna have to sell me on somebody. I mean, playing Booster Gold beside Glenn Powell, because Glenn Powell is almost playing a Booster Gold type character in, I think, a Hulu show where he's a quarterback that screws up, and then he has to create this new persona to get back into football. It's like, come on, guys, this is right here. You booster goal. He want. I mean, based on this guy doing the audition for this role, he wanted that. Like, come on.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll be the case. There's still all kind of rumors out there about what we're going to see on that end. Where do I want to go now? Oh, now I don't know. I forgot to send you the link. Have you watched the trailer for The Rip?
The Rip?
The Rip. Now, this is Ben Affleck, Matt Damon reuniting. Okay. Joe Carnahan is directing. Carnahan's done 18, which I think you liked, like I did. Yeah. And this very much looks like The Town, Ben Affleck in a movie with Matt Damon, kind of playing Departed, Matt Damon. And this trailer, they've got Steven Yeun, Glenn from The Walking Dead in it as well. And this trailer is probably one of the few trailers that I've seen that I did not have circled on my list, but I'm like, oh, I absolutely want to see this movie. Okay. This looks good. All Joe Carnahan also did The Gray. Okay. If you don't remember,
it's on Netflix, so I can easy accessible see it.
Yep. And it's got Scott Adkins in the movie too.
Sign me up. I know I got some action. We're good. Like he's one of the few dudes, especially later on in his career. Might not be top billing action dude, but if I'm in it, it's probably going to be it's probably going to be good. It's not going to probably be entertaining. It's going to be good.
Yeah, watch the trailer. I was like, oh, absolutely, I'm there.
Was that Sasha Calle?
Yeah, it is. She's in it as well. Okay. So we got Supergirl teaming with Batman.
I mean, it's interesting and just watching some of these shows. Hey, you getting good with somebody, then they'll be like, no, I can pull you into this role too. Don't worry.
I got you. So I am gosh, no. The only thing missing is Mark Wahlberg playing. No, thank you. Gosh, they're playing Miami Cops, so he can't travel out past Boston. Yeah, I am very excited about this one. The action scenes in the trailer, and just watching Damon and Affleck play off against each other is going to be fun. And that sucker is a January release too. Nothing good comes out in January, so I'm fully circling this one. I think it's January 16th, but I cannot wait to see that movie. I feel like that's going to be solid. It's January 16th. So yes, can't wait. Bring it, make it happen, and let's do the thing. Oh, now where I want to go. Are you still watching the trailer? I guess so. So the Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, has its first teaser for season 3. I guess now I should really start finishing season 2 or watching season 2.
I was about to say, did you finish season 1?
No, I did finish season 1. I was okay. Well, I think at that point I wasn't sure they were going to have a season 2. So I was like, well, we'll see. But now I'm fully like, okay, I would like to know more. So are you excited about this? I know this is a show that you've really gotten into over the last
season. After season 2, I really got into it. I mean, I like how they switched up the main characters. I mean, Warrior Galadriel just didn't track with what I had read before. I mean, I'm sorry. I watched. I didn't read the book. Let me be honest. But switching to Elrond kind of is much more the lead was a good idea. And Sauron. It's really Sauron who is the lead in the second season. And this is how this dude does. It's really dirty, and I really enjoyed it. So I think they're switching it up next season, and I'm really excited to see what happens. I mean, I think they do a time jump in this one, which is going to be good because what happens at the end of season 4 is, season 2 is like, oh, that's so shady. And because just by having a time jump, okay, this thing is consolidated, but it's all been the same shady plot, and then going closer to Lord of the Rings. It's very to me it's gonna be really fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you excited about this one now.
Oh, I mean, yeah, again, as I just finished watching the trailer for the Rip, I'm like, okay, and again, in January, they're talking my language. We're talking, you understand the time frame. I need good action movies. Just,
Yes.
I mean, technically speaking, this should be in the movie theaters, but you won't call it a flop if it doesn't do well. So even better for me.
Hadn't heard that one yet. You?
I'm trying. I'm kind of staying away with the few trailers and theories because there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I was on Instagram and they were kind of saying one person who has not been revealed to be on Doomsday is pretty much coming in like, I don't know when this picture's taken, but he's probably coming back. So, but I think with all the worlds and if it is a culmination of our multiverse, it makes sense to have him back. I mean, technically speaking, we had him back at the end of Black Panther.
Okay, stop talking.
What?
You're teasing too much. And I'm like, I want to know. And I'm like, no, I don't want to know.
Yeah. I'm responding to the thing you just saw. I'm talking about Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking Michael B. Jordan back. I mean, he has no problem coming back to Marvel. So I think that makes sense to have him in a world where he actually takes on the good version of Black Panther. Yeah.
In a world. Yeah.
Or he takes over the whole world because he's Black Panther and they didn't stop him from getting the Wakandan army out of Wakanda.
If only they had a show where we could ponder what if these different scenarios happen as opposed to introducing
no.
characters.
We got Jeff. Don't you want to see what would happen if Howard the Duck and Darcy had done?
Oh gosh. No. Gosh, that was so painful.
It's season 2 was painful. And then the fact that you stuck around for season 3 is your own fault.
Well, I still haven't finished season. I haven't watched season finale yet.
No, absolutely not.
That's back up.
It was
all right. Tom Holland actually cares what you think about Spider-Man. He did an interview and he mentioned that, and he did an interview with Esquire and said, I did a lot of sneaky research online looking at what people were saying in the interim between No Way Home and now Brand New Day. I really just kind of put together a vibe of what people were looking for and went to Marvel and said, this is what I think we should be doing. And I think that's exactly what we are doing. So it's been a really fun process developing the movie. It's the first time I've ever been allowed in that part of the process. And it's definitely a stressful experience. But I think where we've got to now that we're shooting absolute gold. What do you think? He's that invested in making Spider-Man work. How excited are you for the prospect of a guy going, I know more than you do, and actually seeing what the fans and people are going to pay potentially billions of dollars for this movie when it's all said and done, what they want to see. The last Spider-Man movie is great. And that's why I always take umbrage when they're going, it's the last great movie since Endgame. Like, we just had that one, but No Way Home. But anyway, what do you think?
I mean, the fact that they're going to have Punisher in there, and I think you have to kind of listen, hey, what do the people want, but still keeping the idea of a Spider-Man movie cool? I think you have to, I think it's a good idea that he's kind of poking his head, kind of like, let me see what we can do that will be cool, but not out of step with what we've created in this Spider-Man universe. And if you're Tom Holland, you're also, hey, if I do this well, can I get into that crazy money to Robert Downey Jr.? Because I'm probably going to be the lead in these movies if I do it well. So, hey, I'm willing to bet on myself by making what people want. But hopefully the other thing is not listening to what everybody says. You do not try and please everybody. Please try to please everybody is going to please nobody. So I hope he's looking at the right stuff and kind of pulling the right information to make this movie good.
Not to mention there's a lot of pressure on this Brand New Day because we've only had a Marvel Studios franchise make it to a fourth movie once. I won't count Sam's Captain America because that's like a whole different trilogy. But we had one with Thor, Love and Thunder, and it was not great. So hopefully this can be the good one to show, there is potential and there's a future for more Spider-Man movies, which shouldn't be up for debate, but I really hope it'll work out.
Okay, here's the weird thing. Do you think by having a partnership with Sony makes it so they try and almost say, hey, we want to show once again prove that we're paying attention and we're making a good movie versus here's some crap that you find from Sony.
I think Sony's just giving up on Spider-Man. They're just like, sure, whatever. And that's the way they should have approached it all along. No spin-offs necessary. Just sit back, let them do all the hard work. Here, you need some more money.
Okay.
Oh, great. Now we got money.
I think really, if you wanted to, hey, instead of us making more money, can we license out these characters to you and you guys use them in your movie? Because I'm thinking a Craven versus Spider-Man story would have been really good. A Sinister, I mean, a true Sinister Six movie in the MCU would be really cool. And those are I mean, not knowing what you're going to do in Doomsday, but those bad guys would be somebody really cool to have in that movie. Well, or Secret Wars if you're in the mood making movies that could be better.
Ray! Daisy Ridley is in talks to star in a comic book movie. What role do you think she would be best suited in?
What universe? Okay, you said Daisy Ridley. All right, which universe?
I'll let you answer that before I tell you.
Okay. I will say this. I do not. I like Daisy Ridley as actress. I don't have any problem with her. Everybody in that Soul trilogy was given crap material to work with.
You said Solo trilogy?
And that sequel. If I did, I said Solo, which I can do. But anybody in that sequel trilogy was given crap.
True.
All right. Who would I put? I mean, all right. I'm always gonna throw somebody in X-Men. I really don't want to say it, but probably Rogue. But I don't know. I don't think that's the ideal role for her. But that's probably where they would probably squeeze her into.
No way. That's what you would go with?
I think so. Because I'm going with properties that need to get off the ground. And that's probably where we have to get to X-Men. Hey, we got the Fantastic Four right. So next one's X-Men. So
she's 33. I think she could make for a really good Huntress because she's too old. She's too old to begin the training. She doesn't need to, she's not young enough to be like a Wonder Girl or a teen hero, but I think Huntress, because I think she's got actual intensity where she could do a really good job of, and we've seen her in action stuff where, you know, she's got a lightsaber, Huntress has a crossbow and also uses other stuff. I think she could do that rage well. She's not doing either universe. I just wanted to get your thoughts in terms of what would be cool for her to do. She's actually doing a comic book based off of Tony Cliff's 2013 graphic novel, Delilah Dirk and the Turkish Lieutenant. Delilah is trained in 47 sword fighting techniques and is described as a female Indiana Jones. We just talked about Laura Croft last week. Boy, I'm not hearing your excitement now. Hello, is this on?
I've never heard it. I've never heard of it. Maybe it has a good following. As long as you get a good story. Okay.
Boy, way to skew the company line. Here's the premise, the official synopsis. Lovable, never do well. Delilah Dirk is an adventurer for the 19th century. She's traveled to Japan, Indonesia, France, and even the New World. Using the skills she's picked up along the way, Delilah's adventures continue as she plots to rob a rich and corrupt sultan in Constantinople. With the aid of her flying boat and her newfound friend Selim, she evades the sultan's guards, leaves angry pirates in their dust, and fights her way through the countryside. For Delilah, one adventure leads to the next, and it's thrilling and funny installment in her exciting life. Not sold, huh?
Okay, if Daisy Ridley is your client and she brings you the script, what are you saying? Because I'm saying I think there's something else. Let me work. I'll find you. I will pull the R and go. Yeah, I see what you want. But let me think about it. Now, if Daisy Ridley's agent pitches this to her, Daisy, okay, we have to pay that nice, probably $10 million. We gotta pay that mortgage on that $10 million mansion that burned down during the fires that we have to rebuild. Like, so we need to do one for the studio. This is, yeah, I don't see it, but because I mean, this is going to take a really good trailer, and you really have to find it honest because it can't be said, oh, it's a comic book movie because I have not heard of it. I think I'm not in the minority in that regard. So
I think it could work, but I feel like they really are going to have to make it look fun in the trailer because Tomb Raider, something that has a video game following, has not worked with a similar female Indiana Jones deal. And now they're coming from a different disadvantage where not a lot of people have heard of this character, but we'll see. Maybe that could help. And
19th century, it's okay. If you're going to do 19th century, you have to. This is the weird thing is, are we going to use historical context or this some alternate universe 19th century? I mean, technically speaking, we got a flying ship, so we probably know what we're in some alternate world, but again, you make a fun trailer, and because again, I remember watching the Golden Compass, and that looked entertaining enough to give it a view, and then watching it was like, oh, this was a complete waste. Of course, I love the book. I mean, I love his Dark Material, the one they did on HBO. I love that. But
okay. All right, last thing before we get to our main topic of the evening. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your level of excitement for Wonder Man?
They didn't show that.
What is that?
They didn't use it as a write-off?
Oh, it's coming in December.
Oh, man, I thought that was done. Gosh. Yeah, not excited at all. Again, bringing Trevor back just reminds me of the bait and switch they did. I don't want to see that. Again, and you're going to have to jump through so many hoops to make Wonder Man work versus Wonder Man's character. I'm not excited. I hate to say that. But
I feel like if Wonder Man was a character in James Gunn and Peter Safran's new DC universe, this could work really well because they've already said there are a bunch of heroes that are running around in this universe. But because we've had the Marvel heroes around for a minute, and then, oh yeah, here's Wonder Man. And Wonder Man is a major powerhouse of the Avengers. Like, he's the heavy dude. Like, he's the hammer when Thor's not around. Like, he's the right up there with Captain Marvel and Iron Man. So he's a pretty big deal. And I feel like we're not going to get anything like that here. Mike Solis says, for my rating from 1 to 10, I think it's about a Trevor.
That's the thing.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me read you what Brad Winderbaum was talking about with Wonder Man. He said it's the best show no one's ever seen. Well, it's coming in December, so yes. No one's seen it. When he was talking to Collider, he said, Wonder Man is 8 episodes. It's a very new flavor for Marvel. It's straight from the minds of Destin Daniel Cretton, who did Shang-Chi, and Andrew Guest. Honestly, when I always feel like that means everything else they've said is a lie up to that point. It is one of my favorite things ever.
Lie.
And I'm very excited to see the audience reaction to it. I think it's a love letter to what we do as filmmakers. It's a love letter to acting as a profession, and it's a very sincere, beautiful show.
Word
now,
salad.
My red flags are all the way up.
Good gosh, like word salad trying to make, this thing is awesome. It doesn't say, hey, this really will fit right in the Marvel universe. You're really going to say this new exciting hero that really is going to be a major force. You're going to love to see him in different properties going forward. You're going to see where, why he wasn't mentioned before. We're really, he's in a fleshed out universe, but he's really going to be this exciting character. I think people are going to really gravitate towards. He didn't say any of that. He said blah 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 blah. And so this is one of those I'm not excited to see. This seems as though a property, especially with the newer, better direction we've seen in Marvel, this seems like probably shouldn't happen. Now, I will say I was entertained by seeing Wonder Man at the what was it? The Fantastic Four premiere. And he kind of, I gotta go. I can't talk about it. And it was like, oh, so what? Is he part? Are we acting like that's the kind of character he's like we're getting? But again, the word salad seems we couldn't write it off this year, so we gotta release it. That's what I'm hearing.
You see the ironic thing with Wonder Man? He's a hero who was around, was it Avengers number 8? And he's dead and buried for years later. He gets resurrected. Then he actually becomes an Avenger. There's a way to creatively tell a story where he's been buried, presumed dead for all these many years. Maybe an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. mission where they meet the Ionic Man. And then he saves them from Hydra trying to turn on him or whatever. And then he comes back and, oh man, what do I do? I was a hero. And now there's a world where Captain America, Thor, Iron Man are all around. And I'm not as unique and special as I once originally was when I made my debut in the 1950s, where we had Clark Gable, all these iconic movie stars. And he's still kind of lost in that past. And it gets really caught up with the future really quickly. And he's trying to, and he realizes that I can't be a hero the traditional way. I've got to be a movie star hero.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, because especially using the fact we have Trevor, do you think could you use part of he was working with AIM at the same time as Aldrich Killian? And one of the Aldrich Killian's side project was creating Wonder Man?
No, I think you keep him far away from being around at the same time as everyone else. I think that way you can kind of go along with the classic Wonder Man origin where there weren't 80 to 100 heroes running around. And then when he comes back to this new world, there's just a slew. There's a hero everywhere. Okay. And I think that because they're saying, oh, we're going to make this a love letter to the acting profession, I feel like they don't understand what makes Wonder Man a unique character. He's a guy who battled self-confidence, teaming up alongside Thor, who's like, oh, man, you're as tough as I am. Come on, let's do this thing. Let's get him. And he's like, dude, I don't want to die again. And focusing on him being a struggling actor, a stuntman who then becomes an actor, I feel like they're going to focus on acting, and that's going to be their out to give us any cool action scenes.
Okay. Do you have any issue? Because when you talk about he's been gone for a while, as soon as you tell me that, I have flashbacks of the Eternals. You can't tell me.
No, I mean he's dead.
Saying he's dead. I mean, like, hey, we got a plausible. Hey, why didn't the Eternals stop Thanos? Because we were dead. Okay, right. Okay.
They were chilling on the farm, hanging out with Salma Hayek. Get it to an extent, but I mean, it's just like, come on. Anyway, I don't care about Simon Williams and his acting, so I know it's not going to lead to a lot of fight scenes. I'm worried it's going to be more She-Hulk than anything else, and that terrifies me. But yeah.
Again, if you're the head of Marvel, do you want you can again you've seen a She-Hulk property? Do you hey, I need to see the rough cuts of these 8 episodes right now, and if it is, I think most of it, like, I'll give it a view. But if you know you don't want to have a bad TV product come out right now, like, hey, we're kind of on a good upward trajectory. Our numbers aren't perfect, but what we put out has been pretty well-ish received. I don't think I want to put out a bad product. And if Wonder Man is trending towards She-Hulk, I'm killing the product. I'm just killing the project. Would you what avenue would you take? Would you let it happen?
I would not have done it this way. Wonder Man would have been involved in my version of the Avengers way earlier. I know, we've got, because I feel like in creating the Marvel Cinematic Universe they sidestepped some characters who would have been really fun to see battling alongside against Thanos. So Hank Pym is a hero for sure. Wonder Man would have been another one because he's a big powerhouse that could have fought him. More members of the DNA Guardians of the Galaxy, since they went that route. If we're not going to do the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, but Wonder Man for sure. There are more Avengers I would have worked in as well. But yeah,
what about Hercules?
I think I could have gone without him simply because I have Wonder Man, Thor, Captain Marvel, and Vision. And but yeah, I mean, just I would have had Quicksilver around. So yeah. At this point, I think it doesn't matter about their Disney Plus products because Ironheart kind of came and went. People hated on it for a second. They moved on to something else. I think Wonder Man's going to suffer a similar fate. And the shame of it is that Wonder Man is a great character, but I feel like sometimes they get caught up with these dumb ideas or questionable ideas for their approach to the characters who are great, like She-Hulk, and they just capsize them in this mediocrity. And it's just like, well, nothing to see here. Don't ever bring them back. Thanks.
I mean, do you think? I mean, I hate to say this, but when they come up with these ideas, is hey, if you're the lead on these shows, hey, what am I going to be in next? I understand. I don't want to be Dakota Johnson thinking, hey, I'm going to be in a movie with Tony Stark. I might not be a comic book fan, but hey, where do you see after this show is over? Am I going into the movies, or am I going to be in the next Marvel project? Because
neither.
Here's the joint. Like, Michael Coulter has to read chemistry tests for Jessica Jones before he gets his own show. It's, hey, I need to know if this is a one-off thing, or am I part of the universe? I'd love to be part of the universe. I don't want to be part of one show. I don't want to be part of one and done. Kamala Harris. Kamala. I'm my brace. But Kamala.
Khan.
Huh? Kamala Khan. Hey, I'm in my show. I have Ms. Marvel show up in my show. I'm in the Marvels, and I am talked about in Daredevil. I'm okay with that. And there's possibly a potential, there is another project after that. But if I'm Wonder Man, hey, I understand this character is a big deal and is an Avenger. What am I in next? I don't want to be She-Hulk that makes no sense, goes nowhere, and everyone will act like I don't exist. I don't want that.
King Collector, you really don't need to see the second one, the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. That one doesn't quite hit. But Selma's in the first one, so yeah. But yeah, the second one is just a little bit too much of everything that worked in the first one, so it's just not as much fun. All right, now it's that time. Now, why don't you cue it up since you sent me this idea and get us started here with it.
Okay, as last week when we were talking about some of the cooler characters, I was thinking, hey, what's something? It's not just the cool characters, but what is that thing that's, as soon as you see, I'm hooked in. I mean, like that pilot episode for these great shows we stick with years and years after the first episode. So for our topic this week is, what is that pilot episode that once you saw it, you were hooked. You weren't leaving until they got to, unless they were complete trash, which some of the shows I'm going to mention are hit that category. But those great pilots that you say, you know what, I will sign up week to week, especially before we had the streamers. It was, yeah, I'm signing. I got my 22 episodes. See what you got. Let's go. So,
what's your first one?
Oh, I gotta turn the phone back on. My first one, just because it's easy for me, is Smallville. Smallville, I didn't watch the first 2 seasons, I think. I mean, just because it was so. I just thought, I don't want to see young Superman and Lex Luthor. Like, this, who comes up with this daggone idea? Like, they're buddies? Like, this is stupid. And then I watched the pilot. I got the Blu-rays, DVDs at that point for Christmas. And at first, I saw the pilot of Smallville. When you see a really big production, Smallville meteor shower. You see the interaction between Clark and Lex, and then you bring in the Lionel Luthor character. It's like, okay, I really do want to see what happens with all these characters and how they interact. And Jonathan and Martha Kent were they were pivotal to the story.
Bo Duke and Lana Lang.
Yep. And when you added all those pieces together, it really became something captivating. I really was very much, it was like, all right, let's run through this show, and didn't miss an episode. I
feel like you missed a character. Pete the Balls Ross.
Yeah. They did him dirty in season 3, by the way.
He didn't?
Hey, he got rid of him in season 3.
They got rid of him. I thought he was around for a minute. I was like, what?
Yeah.
King Collector Smallville was a big deal back in the day. On a side note, what about him? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Original Superman and Lex were good friends. Lex being caught in an accident and Superman being unable to help is what turned him into an enemy. Superboy.
That's what makes him bald. The bad accident. Yep.
You were so jealous.
Oh.
So wait, we're only doing shows that got 22 episodes in the streamers?
No,
whatever. I mean, you can do a streamer. It's fine. I mean, because I think streamers are a bigger test of that. Because if the pilot's terrible, you're not going to keep watching. You're not going to continue the next episode. Let me see. So my first one, let's see. Well, since we just mentioned that, I'll go with one that I think probably. Yeah, I'll go old school first. I'm going to go with 24. 24 had me hooked right away. I like Kiefer Sutherland from Lost Boys, Young Guns, and I was like, oh, cool. He's going to be a star of the show. I watched this, and they were talking about it, and I don't pay much attention when they're talking about how great something is. Like, yeah, whatever. Sure, it's going to be awesome. And Fox relentlessly hyped the show. It was just like, doom, 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 doom. I was like, yeah, okay, great. That's catchy. But watching that episode with the clock going, it's like, oh, this is really fun. And then like they had like the comic book panels where you were shifting between characters, and it's like, oh, you could see what everybody was doing at the same time, and you never knew who the focus was going to go into next. And what I really like was this was right around the time after 9/11, right?
Oh yeah. That was a big focus of.
They delayed the opening. Was it that, or I feel like there's some hostage terrorist situation going on in the real world, and they delayed the start of the show because it was like, it's a little too tricky and a little too timely, unfortunately. And they were setting it up where this South Asian character, Middle Eastern character, look real suspect and shady as he's going onto a plane, and the bad guys are talking about, yes, our agent is on the move, and it was like, oh man, it's just the norm anyway. But when it turned out it was not that character, I was like, oh, wow. Because I didn't see that twist coming at all. Because, at that point, it was like, oh, yeah, they're always the bad guy. And that shift was so like, oh, this is a totally different show. And it hooked me. And I'm like, I'm recording this show every week because that episode got me. And I love the format and it just delivered from that point on.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
that was like one of the first times a movie star was the lead on a TV show. It was, oh, Kiefer Sutherland's there. I mean, just
Yeah.
like you named the resume, it was, wait, Kiefer Sutherland's doing a TV show? Oh, okay. Let me see what these previews are. And as you say, just that subverting expectations is like, oh, okay, I'm in. I have not watched that one yet.
What is Ozark on? Because
It's on Netflix.
Oh, that makes it easy. Great.
Yeah. It is one of the highest rated shows on the last couple of years. So definitely one I want to check out.
Okay, what is your next one, brother?
Since I'm messing around with a little bit my other ones later on. My next one is going to be Fringe. Fringe was one of those shows. Again, I am very much and this is one of those things I really like J.J. Abrams stuff, and especially because this is after great show. This is after Lost is over, and he pivots to Fringe, and that first episode where we have our plane crash, we got our giant monster that happens after the plane, and we don't know what the science is and how this stuff all plays out. And then you get these really compelling characters, and then they mix it into science. I was like, sign me up after that first episode. And then when we find out who the bad guy, the first bad guy, is like, no, I'm in. Sign me up.
This is great because now I think I have forgotten enough of Fringe that I could watch it and be mostly surprised about things. I love that show. It was so cool. And it sucks that Fringe is underrated because it just delivered. It felt like they were doing so many. Oh, this will also be the X-Files. But this one felt like the only one that worked because they weren't trying so hard to be the X-Files.
Yeah. I don't want to say there's certain things. It's everything that you watch in season one, we will talk about in every season. It will never be, oh, that's the storyline we draw. It's all connected, all 5 seasons, even if I have issues with season 5, but it all pays off to me pretty well.
Breaking Bad got into it. That's another one I need to watch too. So to David Thanos asking about streamers, Squid Game was absolutely another one for me because I don't know if I was one of those. Everybody talked about it. I don't remember, but Netflix is always this. Well, here's something new. Let's give it a shot. And the whole concept, it was like, oh, this is really interesting. I don't know if I would say I made the mistake, but I watched it with the English dub. So now that means I cannot watch it, with the regular language version. And it's like, because I've gotten so used to hearing these actors, well, actor or the two, I suppose, and in these roles. So it's just like, oh man. But because watching Acolyte is like, wait, that's not his voice. I was like, wait a second. Y'all both are passing on me. But I really dug that show, and
it's to me the exact point it gets me hooked is red light, green light. So, oh shoot, I'm in. Sign me up.
Fringe also had some Fantastic Four vibes. Yeah, it was. It just felt like anything was possible on the show.
Yeah.
Oh man, don't worry, Maurice. I haven't finished it yet. I'm fixing that now because I'm like, all right, cool. I don't know about y'all, but my wife is not necessarily big on gore, and so I like to turn up the volume a little bit when I'm watching certain things, and this is one where, of course, I need to hear the dialogue before the mayhem. But yeah, I think you will enjoy it. It's very unpredictable.
Oh, yeah.
King of I've never watched Breaking Bad or Squid Games. So are you gonna wear it like a badge of honor? I'm not gonna watch these shows because I definitely want to watch Breaking Bad, and of course now I've got to watch Better Call Saul, and it's just like it's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's funny because I somebody told me, "Oh, Breaking Bad is a great show." I was like, "Okay." I watched the first season, and then season 2 was a little slow, and they had a point. And some point in season 2, it pops. It's like all in. It's just okay. You can just keep going next episode. Like we're all in.
I'm not leaving. I love Timeless from the beginning. Gone too soon. Gone.
That was a good show. I like that.
All right, what's your next one, bro?
My next one. I'm gonna try and go stuff you didn't watch.
Oh,
my next one is House of Cards. I mean, again, that was before our current political times, and we had a craven vice president. Craven congressman who's doing whatever. He's not accepting his lot in life, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to be bigger in what he thinks he is. And
whatever it takes.
I think there is something that Kevin Spacey does in that first episode. Like, oh, you have no shame in what you're doing. Okay, let's see how you get to this point. You think you're destined to go. And I after that action, I was like, okay, let's see where we're going.
Okay, solid choice. My next one is Inhumans. Ha ha.
Did you watch the first episode?
Did I watch the show? Yeah, I watched. Sadly, I would say Lovecraft Country. I really liked that show, and disappointed, of course, that it didn't get a second one. But I really was hooked from all like oh man, we got some horror, we got some all kinds of. And that first episode is really like, oh, sundown has a totally different meaning here, and just really fun stuff. And I'm really disappointed because I felt like they could have gone and done so much more. And that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy reading Bitterroot. If you haven't, check it out.
Hello, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I really enjoyed that and definitely recommend it. It's on HBO Max, I assume.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, I don't know if it's still there. It makes no daggone sense, but I don't know. That was one that was one Lovecraft's Country was one of those shows. I love to see the books because everybody in my timeline was talking about that show. And we were all like, yo, this is really good. Have you watched it? Yes. Did you see this episode? That Watchmen, I was like, I don't know about that one, guys. I'm not sure that was accurate on that cancellation.
Would you also agree with David Thanos? Would you say season 2 is when it really picks up and hits that unstoppable point?
Again, there is a point. Season 1 is, oh, okay, I understand this guy's motivation. And there is a lull in that first part of season 2. And it's like, dude, when is this joint going to get ready? Everybody tells me this is great. And then it hits. It's, oh, okay, yeah, sign me up. Yeah, let's go.
What up, Henry G? Hey, fellas. Hope everyone's doing great. Jeff, 24 Classic. One of my favorite pilot episodes is The Office, aptly named The Pilot. I remember watching it. I was like, what the am I watching? But I was.
Okay, Henry, it's funny. Everyone loves The Office. Are you talking the U.S. version or the UK version?
Oh, look at you getting all edgy.
I am a 100% snob. The Office in the UK, hilarious to me. I can't even watch you guys. It's like, oh, you got to throw the jokes at people. Ha ha. The UK version is so just dry with these. It's a real office. These people aren't funny. They're not likable. It's a real office, and the boss is so oblivious. It's perfect. He thinks he's just the mastermind of manipulating everybody, and he's like, no one respects you. You're a complete idiot, and it's Man, I know. I'm gonna die on my snob hill.
You are quite the snob on that one.
Oh,
Leverage anyone? Yeah, I actually enjoyed that. That was one of the shows that my folks kept on constant rotation because this is where I get it because they'll watch shows over and over that they watch, and it's like, and I'll go, haven't we seen this episode already? Can we watch the game yet? But no, but I did enjoy that. That's why I was excited seeing that Aldous Hodge was going to be a Dr. Fate because I watched him all the time in Leverage.
Yeah, and that was another good. They put a good show on USA and let it actually run. Because if it's on NBC, they'd cancel it.
Well, speaking of,
man, I actually go back and watch that on Hulu because I'm just like, man, this show was really good. And they had an episode on Timeless has to go back into antebellum time, and they have a black dude. He's like, hell no. I'm not coming off the damn ship because I will F everything up because I will not sit around here and let them screw. I'm not going to be cool. I'm not going to get off the ship and be like, hey, hunky door. It was like, not a chance. And that's one of the things, what was it? Legends of Tomorrow, when they brought Firestorm back, it's like, oh, hell no. Not a chance. There's not some 20-year-old dude's not going to be, like, no, I know what time I'm in. You aren't putting me in this. I will murder these people. Like, nah, not a chance.
That was one where it's like, I think we need some more contribution in the writing room, gang.
Mm-hmm.
So you only watched the UK version after the US version.
Yeah.
Marie says, if you're in the tech, the IT crowd.
Oh.
What was that on? Suits.
Yeah,
the house. There you go.
That's cool.
Oh, okay. So I managed to go a minute without saying it, but my other one that I was like, fine, I'll watch your stupid show was ABC's Lost. And I'm trying to think if I watched another show on ABC since Lost. Like stuck with a series on them. But man, I love that first episode because again, there's a character, the lead character from Party 5, Charlie, who's Jack on this one. And I was like, oh, my dude from Romeo and Juliet's on here too.
Romeo.
And I'm pretty sure at that point, that was it in terms of the people who anyone would know. Oh, and of course, Pippin. Or is he married?
Yeah.
Wanted to. Yeah. But I was like, okay, cool. I mean, and the thing that really appealed to me was how diverse the cast was. That was my one thing about Lost. Woo! The color starts fading as the series keeps going on. I love this show, but boy, it was like a little rough. And then especially reading all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes, even worse. But as a show, I loved it. And that first episode was so good. Just like, wow, I'm ready for next week. And that was a show I watched with Dad. And, at 10:05, yo, did you see that? It's crazy. So, yeah. That was
the amount of cliffhanger, either it was a cliffhanger or just had a really good character story. Because there's a point you don't think Hugo's an interest. I mean, after something really major happens, then you have a Hugo episode, and you're like, oh, I don't feel like I wasted my time. That was thank you. I need that little palate cleanser. Yeah.
The cool down. Yeah. Umbrella Academy. I feel like I haven't watched that one. Okay, but I know that's on Netflix.
Okay. All right. I'm curious if you liked the last season of Umbrella Academy. I was not thrilled.
Let them know. Bosch on Prime. Billy Bob Thornton. Solid. Henry G, you're not, because I was actually thinking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because, I mean, when that started, and that first season was really good. I've been going back through trying to figure out what are the essential ones because I started this. Let me watch the MCU all over again. And then I started watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it kind of deterred, put it like a long detour in terms of just watching the movies, which is a long thing in its own. But I'm like, nah, I like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That first episode was really good. It really set up the cast and was like, yeah, I can rock with this. And the whole rest of the first season was really good too. Went to like season 2 or 3 where it became the Daisy or the Sky show. That it got a little
it was
major course correction.
Season 1 was kind of starting to get that Daisy stuff. Oh, it's all about.
She was the audience avatar in the first season, which was okay, but it just kept getting to this point of like, this is too much. And then of
season
course they
two,
had a big twist, and it was like, oh, okay, this
yeah,
works.
season two is when we get the I guess I
Mhm.
understand why you have to make her a little more important.
Ugh, still, it's just like,
But again, I as you say how lost a lot of diversity. I also applauded uh Agents of Shield because
great.
Agents of Shield starts off very myopic, and then all of a sudden, all the rainbow comes in there. It's like, thank you. Like, I think somebody kind of figured out we might need to branch this out a little bit. We have a team of Shield agents. They all look like they can blend in ever. I mean, so when they expanded that cast, I was very, very happy. And even though they killed one of my favorite characters, I'm salty about that. But I
I am
appreciated when
as
they did.
well.
The
Yeah,
whole
what they did.
cast is like,
Yeah,
come on,
exactly.
y'all. Like, if you
Yeah,
like to bring him back, please. We're not gonna be mad.
yeah. Yeah, because you're right. When they showed the cast, I was like, this almost looks like an American Eagle ad. But we did have the cavalry, so it's like, okay. And then of course it's like, oh well, there's more color here than initially thought. But yeah. And Burn Notice Michael Soul is great. I love
Oh yeah,
those shows.
that's good.
Oh man, I finished Umbrella Academy out of obligation to see that. that answer gives me no confidence.
Again, the first season is good. Second season is that last season. I'm salty. Okay.
Like the ABC had a really good show called Happy Town that had a great first episode, but the show just disappeared way too soon. That's the Ted Danson one. Is that Happy Town?
I would say
Or no, I thought that was like an NBC show. That was a good place, wasn't it?
no. I'm not sure.
Happy Town. Happy Town. Speaking of, Jeff. Oh my God. Okay, Jeff Stoltz.
Mm.
Sir. That's a guy from She's Out of Your League.
Oh, okay.
The Jet pilot. And speaking of happy ones, happy endings. Cause gosh, if I got paid $5 for every rip off Friends clone they try to throw out there, I would be a gazillionaire. Happy Endings was the only show that worked with, hey, here's a group of friends, and I shouldn't say only one. How I Met Your Mother had a different approach, and it's not really like it, but Happy Endings really was like there's 6 friends. And man, that cast was so funny. I love that show.
Happy Endings was one of those. Was so good because each one of the characters. The Dave, he was our lead dude. He had his own quirks and he was funny. But Max, that dude was hilarious.
Oh, he was.
Damon Wayans, Damon Wayans.
Damon Wayans Jr.
Penny. Penny was one of those. I was mad. It was like, y'all don't know how this woman's a star. Like, I love the rest of this cast, but this is where you need to be putting your money right here. She was that stuff. And gosh, my girl from
24.
No, she was Elizabeth Cuthbert was hilarious too. Because she was so like, yes, you know me from 24, but I am totally not that character. She was so good at that. But the other girl, she came from Scrubs, and she was hilarious. And it was just like, I was
a bad cast member.
I was salty when they moved that show from. It was right after Modern Family. It was like, guys, do not move this show. Like, stay on Wednesday.
Block
you
right
move
here.
this on Tuesday night, it'll work. But let this. You're messing money by letting this money moving this. I love it. Same Cougar Town. I'm like, yo, just let it stay there. Like, y'all just do your thing. But let this hour-long block of comedy just roll with itself. So I was salty on that.
Yes. Maurice, Agency was so good. I didn't like how it ended. They just didn't know what to do with it once they started drifting too far from the movies. How many? I think that last season, it was a little tricky, but I think you're right on that because they were trying so hard and the movies were like, nope, we don't care what y'all are doing. And it was like, yo, Nick Fury's already been on the show, and we've had a ton of people. They went 7 seasons, so I think around season 6, whenever they went to space, I was like,
I was 7. I was
yeah,
7, and no. Space is season 6,
yeah, scattered across the
and
galaxy. Season 7's when they're time traveling, basically.
yes,
Yeah,
I would. I mean, I didn't like how some of the characters got kind of sidelined.
yeah,
But
lame. The Gifted.
never watched it. Still on the
I
queue.
watched the pilot. I did not keep it on my TV. Like,
You took a different route on that one, huh?
no, it's just because I was so done with them constantly just here's the bag X-Men characters, use them however you want. And I'm like, y'all suck. Can somebody over there read a comic book related to the X-Men? Please, I'm begging you. Let me see. Here's you. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was an appointment TV for me for the first few seasons. That and Arrow, which deserves its own combo. Probably the last show I was in front of a screen for at a set time. Arrow was great. And boy, that was another one. That you're right, because that pilot was really good. Because I was on protest. I'm not watching this show. Bringing my boy Justin Hartley back in the show. Forget y'all. And but I finally gave up my protest. I was like, all right, whatever. I'll give it a shot. I was like,
Dwayne got us to give up the protest. Dwayne told us, no, dude, you gotta watch this show. And because again, we're both men. They're like, yo, we just had Justin Hartley. Like, we got the Justice League. What are y'all doing to us?
right.
And Dwayne's like, nah, dude, you gotta watch. Watch the show. And it was all right. Oh, this is very different too.
Yeah,
we couldn't have Justin Hartley for this one.
No, right from the jump too. We don't need Chloe. Hey, what up, guy? How you doing out there in cruising Avatar Land, Miami Vice?
Javon mentioned that last week when he was when you had that mention the mission of Tubbs and Crockett.
Right.
We might not be coming back. That's going after that episode. There's no way you're missing the next episode.
By the way, check your text messages. No, Happy Town was a horror show about a killer. Totally different. Totally different than what I was thinking. Michael Solis, Heroes, Save the Cheerleader, Save the World. Was that on your list?
Oh, yes, it was.
Okay, go ahead, talk about it.
Man, Heroes, you can tell when a network believes in a show. And Heroes was one NBC believed in. I mean, the trailers, we had Peter just flying. Nathan just kind of, hey, I'm politician. And then you just save the cheerleader, save the world. It was so catchy. You're like, all right, I'll check it out. I know I'm gonna get burned because it's NBC, but I'm gonna check it out. And you saw the first episode. Oh, okay. And then you see Siler. We don't see him, and he's okay. I'm in. I am sold in this. Yes. And
I don't give NBC much credit at all. But I will say they stuck with Heroes longer than they needed to. I gave up on the show.
No.
And I know you always say it's a writer's strike, and I'm sure that is the case, but boy, that first season was so good, and this show felt like it fell off a cliff and then kept stumbling, then scratched against some rock, and they had a sharp stone, and they were doused in gasoline and blew up before that show came to an end.
Jeff, I should if you don't have the Blu-ray of Heroes, watch the deleted scenes on what season 2 was supposed to be without the writer's strike. It is a totally different. It's a really big comic book. I mean, what's her name? Danny Marina's character is supposed to be this really big deal. And it's, that's what you guys would have done? Dang you, writer's strike. For multiple shows suffered. Smallville, How I Met Your Mother. Yeah.
Yes, they did. But if you hated it, why would you care about who was the mother? I mean, you have to watch the show to care. And they are another show that really lost the plot of the whole point. But I feel like if CBS told them you have 4 seasons for this show, I think that show would have been great the whole way through. But they were like, we can keep it going. Then they started doing dumb stuff. And it was just no. King Collector, Mysterious Town, a brutal killer, supernatural stuff going on. Happy Town had about 5 episodes. Then, man, that's not even long enough to care about. Jeez, that was fast.
I've been salty about that one.
Man, Sky Punks. The whole cast was funny. That was, to me, what was the brilliance of that show, because it was like everyone. Like normally, like a show like Friends, you know who the funny ones are, who the characters are going to be the butt of the jokes. But man, it was like a hot potato. Who's going to get the joke to really land that scene? And they all could do it too.
Yeah, that was a shame.
Twin Peaks.
I
never watched that show.
I'm literally trying to go watch. It's literally in my Amazon camera. Oh man, I can't watch. It's so dated. Like it hurts my eyes to watch the show. Like, could you upscale this thing?
Please.
God.
Maurice 7 was a time travel and just never finished it. Yeah. It's I don't want to say it was great because it really wasn't. Oh. It was all right. It felt like, okay, at least y'all are getting a chance to finish the show. And I also think because they have refused to include them, where they're introducing bogus whack shows that aren't nearly on that same level as at the peak of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was like, why don't you just put them into this stuff? I couldn't with The Gifted. It was like, this is no. Energy. Another great one for me was the pilot for the Justice League animated series. I remember anticipating that for weeks. Yes, I can't remember they were back-to-back episodes. I think it was both.
The first episode, the first two episode is 3 episodes.
It's and 3? That, wow, it goes by fast.
It's the first one is like a movie, and then they do back-to-back. I was salty. I was salty about that because
you need to drink some more water. You're really salty.
I'm always gonna be salty on that daggone show because they decided to make sure Superman could not be in a scene for more than 5 minutes. Oh, wait, dude, Hawk Girl is out here hanging more than Superman. This dude is literally Superman. We watched episodes upon episodes of this dude taking on Darkseid, and it's Mirror Master. Oh, like come on. I love the show, but I was salty. The first season they literally tried to make sure Superman could not be around for more than 5 minutes. And then taken out, and then everybody else. Here's why we're here because we don't have this. I mean, we're not. We're able to deal with magic and kryptonite, or whatever, or the blast of lightning that he's going to just not dodge. He's just going to take it. Yeah,
he's going to see it coming. What up, Quicksilver? Man, I forgot how good Heroes was in the beginning. Jamelin, that show was so good. And what was it like? Halfway through the second season, it was still good.
It was so good until there is a point where it actually ends. You're like, whoa, something's wrong here. Something changed. And I will that is one show I will truly say. If King Collector, I'd say try and give it another try on season 1. And then you'll get to season 2.
Yeah.
And now there's going to be a point you're like, oh man, because season 2, especially with Hero, I mean, Hero's one of my favorite characters in TV, and they did him. He was really cool, and then his buddy. I'm not gonna say anything. It was, oh man, I'm salty on this.
Yeah, that was the part. Sarah Connor's Terminator got ruined by the writer's strike too. It was like a wrecking ball to a lot of shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, Legends of Tomorrow had a good pilot and hooked you for 2 seasons. Yeah. The 2 seasons are accurate. And then I really had to step back and wonder what the heck they were doing. And then once I was like, okay, this is the show now. Because it was really something, it was way different than what they promised us. And then with season 3 was like a total shift. And I was like, what's happening here? But after I came around to that, I really did enjoy it and was like, this is not a superhero show, but whatever.
Yeah, which again, I was, when they pitched it, it was very good because, Rip Hunter, with a bunch of guys. Oh, okay. He's stopping a really cool bad guy. Oh, wait, no. What's going on here?
Knight Rider. Dinner. Oh man, you want to talk about their characters? They don't. Nobody knows how to write John Jones in a cartoon show. It's like, but he has the best vulnerability for a super powerful hero, fire. Because fire can happen at anything. You don't need to pull down an alien meteorite. It's everywhere, and anyone can use it. And he can be vulnerable to anybody who can create fire, fire, fire. So him versus Beavis and Butthead, that could be a problem. But anything else, he's just doing the thing.
He was nerfed in was it Supergirl too? Just, you know he can actually do most of the stuff Supergirl can, right?
I was so annoyed with how they did because it was like, come on, what are we doing? And Jamelin, oh man, you were saying, oh gosh, the stalker laid it through with that jetpack, and she was like, "There's no way the G.I. Joe team." Oh man, I was loving that cartoon, and man, from reading the comic book to having those figures to watching that show, I was like, this is amazing. Speaking of amazing things, and another semi-related deal, Transformers 24 hit comic book stores today. Is the final issue of the run of Dan and Warren Johnson and Jorge Corona. Awesome stuff. Of course, I will not spoil it, but the Energon Universe Transformer books have been so good. And I love how he kept incorporating wrestling moves intentionally into it. So, yes, good stuff. Yeah, man. That X-Men cartoon, Pride X-Men, was the best pilot episode. I still, because Wolverine had an Australian accent. That was so wild. I was like, what is this about? But yeah, good stuff. All right. Do you have any more? It's 10 o'clock. I don't know how that happened so fast.
I'm gonna go rapid fire. Okay. Once Upon a Time. That's the Disney story with the fairy tale characters. Really cool. Has different versions of them, but I really loved it. Daredevil. That was one where, we can do that on shows. All right, let's get it. Let's go. Let's do this thing.
Let's get it.
And news radio, because that was such a. If you weren't laughing at news radio, I don't know what you were doing. That was so good.
I would say Game of Thrones, but somebody spoiled the season finale on us on the first season. But,
yeah,
yeah. You're not gonna what?
You gotta let us get through the first episode.
Right. Just I mean, we're watching it for the first time here. So let me see, where will I go with my rapid fire, and then the one I'm going to sit with for a second. Secret Invasion. No, wait, what am I thinking? What? No, not that one. Just making sure you're still paying attention. So let's see. Constantine absolutely had a great pilot. Right away, I was like, yeah, I'm down for this show. I can rock with this. X-Men 97 also had a great pilot. Oh, you understand the X-Men. Cool. I'm here for as long as you want to go. Walking Dead, because I haven't mentioned that yet. I mean, the whole horse devouring, that was seriously intense. I hadn't read the comic book, but I was seriously into zombie stuff. And that show did not disappoint. That first season in total was excellent TV. And I was just like, give me more brains.
Amen. Yeah. That was the one I had on my list. It's like, now when you get to Atlanta, it's shoot. Got it.
Yeah, man. It was really solid stuff. Sure you can, Snake Eyes.
Yeah, I'm actually watching Devil May Cry. I'm giving that. I didn't like the animation, but I have actually liked the story. So yeah.
Hey, you mentioned something earlier. You went, hello. Do you want to talk about that one, or do you?
Oh man, okay. Trigon. This is one we got introduced to, actually by Norris. And he just said, hey, if you guys like some anime, you might want to check out the series. And at first episode, Vast Stampede is so hilarious. It's
a man with 100 million.
I mean, because we get to the story, we don't understand why this dude is such an outlaw, and he's just such a likable guy. He's the man of the people. And then so it's like, this is a fun story. And then it pays off so good by the end of the series. You're like, oh, this thing was really different than when I started, but man, it was really good.
Yeah,
But
good
the
stuff.
character Bash always stays the same, which is really cool.
Yes, it is epic.
Yeah.
What happens with these shows? I guess they just go on too long. Love and peace. Love and peace.
Was it? There is a point. I think once upon a time, it kind of, hey, we're gonna run this back, and it's like, I don't think it should have done now. Like, well, the last season was really dicey.
Yeah, maybe I should get the heads up from you which one to stop at. All right, speaking of stopping at, we got to stop. But first, who are your nominees for Dummies of the Week, brother?
I got this photo section. Oh yeah, so I sent you this. My dummy of the week is The Bachelorette. Now, The Bachelorette show. I didn't watch the last season of Bachelorette because I was again the problem with the Bachelorette franchise is, hey, it's one lady where you have 30 dudes kissing their butts the whole time, telling them it doesn't stink. Just it's just rose petals in this joint, and it's always
the same way with The Bachelor. But yeah,
I mean, at least, but the dude, it's a fictional world that the dude actually lives in for 5 seconds of his life that he can do no wrong. And then he gets back to reality. Oh, it's probably your. I mean, like, yeah, it's not.
There goes gravity.
Like, dude, I bet you miss so and so. Yeah, like, but with The Bachelorette, it's straight fairy tale world. Like, let's stop this.
And you're the only one, baby.
The last one, I guess, was so bad. I don't know if she got married or engaged or whatever. They just basically had to say, yeah, we're pausing the show. But this year, to try not to say they've jumped the shark, they've totally done, they've decided, hey, we're not going to go with one of our previous Bachelor or Bachelorette contestants. We're going to go outside the franchise, and we're going to get you the star of, what is this daggone show?
Mormon Wives.
Mormon Wives, yes. After she's cheated on her, she was the one you love so much that was soft swinging on her with her husband, and then the guy she was soft swinging, they had some kids, and they broke up, had some domestic violence and stuff. It was awesome. Yeah, and she's going to be the new Bachelorette because she's got 1.7 million Instagram followers, folks. I get these shows probably are losing a little bit of touch. But when you try and get the lady who is soft swinging on her husband with her husband, and then soft swing onto the next dude, and then you're gonna have 30 dudes thinking they're gonna find love with her that's gonna last forever, I think we're all being delusional here. And we're just really trying to see if we can get to another season before ABC cancels the contract. But ABC may just say, you know what? We're pulling the plug now. So because of that, I'm ABC and The Bachelorette. I'm sorry, The Bachelorette franchise is my dummy of the week.
I'm going to add a small addendum to what you just said. I'm going to add an addendum. I am trying so hard to watch Bachelor in Paradise. I had like 8 episodes because they do Monday and Tuesday episodes, but it's so hard. I'm just like, whose brilliant idea was it to have these old fogies on this show? I know they're really trying to be like, oh, it's everyone deserves love, and that's fine, But I mean, we need to have some standards. We don't need to have the seniors, the Golden Bachelor, the Golden Bachelorette crew on the beach. It's like, what are we doing? Like, they've changed the whole format of the show. They've really made it like a bootleg version of a Netflix show where we have like distracting objects in the way. And it's just like, what are we doing? And they moved into a hotel as opposed to just having them on like this hut on the beach because we had to have comfortable accommodations for our seniors. And it's so lame.
They needed pillow top beds. It's funny because I've just finished watching the last season of Bachelor in Paradise, and they looked like they were bored half the time. They couldn't figure out what to do to keep the hours going, and they couldn't even film it correctly. Like, yeah, they're having a great time here. No, they're drunk enough. Whoever's not on the date is pretty much bored and just sitting out in the pool. So we got to figure out something. These aren't your. They need a phone, and they can't have a phone, so we got to do something. So
Yeah,
like
bringing
we'll
in
give
the
them
old
TVs.
folks, bringing in the old folks in their bikinis. That's the way to get the ratings spiked.
That's gonna juice the ratings. It's gonna put some
Yeah.
Viagra to those
Gem
ratings.
of the week, year and decade is that Phillies Karen. Yes,
Oh
cannot disagree with you on that.
gosh.
My
I
dummy though is not the Bachelor in Paradise crew casting crew, even though they should be. It is me because I, in my infinite, limitless wisdom, decided, yeah, I'll draft injury-prone players like Saquon Barkley, and it'll be okay. Not realizing, because I'm a pretty smart fantasy football guy. I'm the runner-up all the time. I picked George Kittle for my number 3 pick, and I was like, I'm feeling pretty good about this. We don't have any wide receivers here, so we got to give him the ball. We're going to feed him. He played one quarter, and that was it. He's out, got a hamstring, so he's going to be out for a minute. I know everyone loves hearing about everybody else's fantasy team, but I'm just like, this is the worst. So yeah, I try to plan and accommodate for these things, and I still get burned. So
the
for
fact
that
that you
reason,
usually don't draft Niners for that very reason.
I mean, I didn't draft Christian McCaffrey. He's the one. Never mind. I'm not even gonna put those words out until the end right now. Just keep it quiet. Let's see. Yeah, I saw the lady going off. Man, that's what Karens do. My Dow Toad should be shipping too. I'm like, I'm so excited. I have him hanging out with Mainframe, who I'm waiting to get to. But yeah, man, it's like I can't believe it. I placed that order back in February. I'm probably gonna get him in October. I may wait to open until my birthday. It's crazy. But anyway, he is coming. So, bro shot, thank you as always. Shout out to Chief Norris, Jay King, Gunner, and Henry G, King Collector, David Thanos, Michael Solis, Jamelin Parks, Ryan Daly. Snake Eyes, I will answer your question about Snake Eyes about Street Fighter tomorrow, but I did want to reference it. Maurice Phillip. Oh, let's see. Mark A.
Sure, GL, Rick Cage, Esquire.
Absolutely. And let me see. Went to the top.
Mark A.
I did mention. Yes. And I think that's everyone. I think. Hopefully I don't forget anybody else.
Ryan Daly, Michael Solis.
Yep. I think I got covered.
Maurice Phillips.
Yep. All right. Well, gang, I'll see you tomorrow on Lost Figure Files. But for now, this episode of Lost Movie Files has been filed.